Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of Truth by Billie Beene Special Report. Today's date, October 23, 2022. New. This is my third YouTube channel. I have a subscribe button in the lower right corner of my screen. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. So some of the things we'll be covering. Pentagon, NATO's plan is to invade Belarus from Poland. And Russia and Belarus opened their bomb shelters and cut communications with NATO and the US. Some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot Subscriber, TLDR News, Larry Johnson, Gene Decode, Off-Grid Desert Farming, a New Atlas, TFI Global, Israeli News Live, Hal Turner, and Plus. So let's get started. Okay. I had this from Hal Turner that in the investigations of the N1, N2 pipe blow-up, Sweden had secured, as had Russia and other nations, fragments of the explosives that were used to blow up the pipeline, and they know exactly which nations were responsible. President Putin has said Anglo-Saxons, which is being translated to mean the United States and England. Okay, we have this from Gene Decode, a word from God to Gene for truthers, to vet others, but to just be intent on giving out information rather than taking away from other truthers. And Gene verifies there are 220,000 Russian troops inside Ukraine, well, inside the annexed parts of Ukraine, in Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson. Russia now has 220,000 troops. Okay, we have this from TFI Global. So let me start drawing some maps so we can get a better handle of what's going on. And we understand that both Russia and NATO and the US are at DEFCON 2. Okay, TFI Global. On October 23, CBS News also reported that 101st Airborne, these are US troops, went into Romania. They're under the command of, and they came out of Fort Campbell in Kentucky. They're under the command of Colonel Edwin Mateus. And they're there, their purpose there is to reinforce the eastern flank of NATO. And NATO considers Russia taking the port of Odessa as being a threat to NATO. So I'll need to start drawing a map. Let's get a map going. All right, so we have Russia. We've got Ukraine. These are the new parts. Let's see, this comes down actually into Crimea. This is Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, Zaporizhzhia, now considered to be part of Russia. And we have right here the port of Odessa, and we have Romania. This is where the 101st Airborne is. We have Poland, we have Slovakia, we have Hungary. Over here we have Czechia, and down here we have the Czech Republic. This is actually a part of Russia. There was some confusion because we'll see there's Czechia also comes into some things that are going on. We have Belarus right here. All right. Now, we have this going on. So we have Mike Whitney with UNZ Review, Beforeitsnews. Okay, NATO and the US have already put in Romania and Poland ABM sites. So ABM. And these are with the Tomahawk missiles. And I'll be giving you some information on that. So we'll just do it like this. They're already here. These are Slovakia. So we have ABM Tomahawk missile sites in Poland, Romania, and there are also some in Czechia and some in Alaska. Okay, and all you have to do is insert a computer disk to launch, and they can be hitting Moscow in 7 to 10 minutes. They have their long range. I think they can travel something like 1,000 kilometers, or about 610 miles. So these are long range. Okay. And we have, yeah, I've got that. Yeah, so the Tomahawks, the ABM and the Tomahawks can be used either for defense or offense. But they use data from multiple sources, including satellites, soldiers on the ground, tanks and ships. They use a computer disk. They're unmanned, long range. Yeah. So that's going on. And now we have this from New Atlas. There's been a blackout by Ukraine. We have other sources for that too since October 16. And Russia has continued to shell power plants inside Ukraine. The 101st U.S. Airborne is in Romania. And we have the U.S. also in Poland. We have tens of thousands of troops there now. The U.S. and military are going to cross the border from Romania and Poland under certain conditions. Larry Johnson, formerly with the CIA for about 25 years and did teaching of the U.S. military in various branches of intel methods, says that it may be that NATO and the U.S. are trying to go into Belarus to draw Russia off from this area. And they're also, Larry Johnson's also verifying Gene Decode's number of 220,000 Russian troops there now. And he's saying the mainstream media, all you're getting is propaganda, and it's not true. Okay. Now, TLDR News is saying that inside Kherson is 20,000 Russian troops. And, yeah. And we have Russia, there's a bridge and a dam. So there's a bridge and a dam. Now the dam provides cooling water for the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. So if NATO and the U.S. with continued shelling of HIMARS against the dam is able to take out the dam, it will flood Kherson, from which Russia has evacuated 60,000 citizens. But it will also blow up the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant and cut off drinking water to Crimea. Russia has supplemented the bridge and dam area with pontoons and a ferry. And we have this, that General Surovikin is going to be taking definitive steps and believes that NATO and the US and Ukraine plan to use a banned weapon, meaning a nuke. Okay. So now we have this. Israeli News Live, Stephen Benoon, I also reported this yesterday. Information from the Pentagon is that the NATO-US plan is to invade Belarus from Poland. Now, off-grid desert farming with Paul and Adrian came out with news on Beforeitsnews from War News 247, a Greek site, and then it was translated into English. So this is some new information. Moscow has implemented an emergency meeting that would have been yesterday. They opened all the bomb shelters and they prepped all their hospitals across the nation to begin moving operating rooms, supplying and setting up operating rooms and hospitals inside the bomb shelters. Belarus opened 5,000 bomb shelters. DEFCON 2 in Russia and Belarus. And it's believed that NATO and the US are going to try and blow up the bridge and dam, take out the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which would release radiation all over Ukraine and into Russia and into Belarus. All right. And if they can't blow up the dam and bridge, then they're going to attack in Belarus and possibly in this area right here, NATO and the US. Okay, on October 20, China ordered its citizens out of Ukraine. And then the next day, China ordered all of its citizens out of countries surrounding Ukraine. October 22. Citizens were ordered to leave Ukraine by Iran, India, Pakistan. Now, we have this. We have Russia has cut off all communication channels with NATO and the US, and they are going into martial law, opening their bomb shelters and moving their people. Now, Off-Grid is reporting from this Greek site that in Poland, right here, they have 2 mechanized divisions and 10 battalion groups. That's tens of thousands of soldiers. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania are preparing camps to receive NATO troops. And we have this. U.S. troops inside Poland, tens of thousands. So it's good that we, the people, are getting some information from various sources because we're not getting it from our mainstream media. Now, when you listen to the mainstream media, it's astonishing the type of information that's coming out. So now we know what to pray about and for and against. And it's good to remember that God is in charge and He is on the move. I love you, and I'll see you soon.